Josh, and especially thank you to John and Jamie and Carolyn, the whole Cassidy family. It's been very generous to me. I value your friendship. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Joan Anderson letter here. How's that? Yeah? Okay.
Right into it.
A little more? Just right in my face? Okay. But before I jump into the Joan Anderson letter, I just have a few words to say about Neil. Now, with historical people, and I wager with history in its entirety, people eventually believe what they want to believe, they see what they want to see. In fact, even for eyewitnesses, people will remember what they choose to remember. We're here today to celebrate a muse. A muse, by its very definition, is a mythological character. But we're also here to celebrate a man. We're here to celebrate a man whose life has touched more than just the lives of men and women. It has touched the very foundation of a culture. So in one respect, we have Neal Cassady, the man, and in another we have Neal Cassady, the muse, the mythological character. So tonight I encourage everyone to find a balance between the man and the myth as we celebrate the life of Neal Cassady. Now, in a time when letter writing is a near extinct cultural proclivity, usurped by text messages, emails, Facebook messages, I find it enlightening that one letter written from one best friend to another would dynamically reshape the paradigm of American literature. I'm speaking of Neal Cassady's infamous Joan Anderson letter, written to Jack Kerouac on December 17th, 1950. Neal was just 24 years old. This letter, now shrouded in myth, was originally over 13,000 words in length. Much of the letter has been mysteriously lost, but what remains is enough to show Neal's burgeoning talent and personality at that young age. Now see, the Beats wrote countless letters to one another, not just to keep each other informed of their lives, but the letters served as a testing ground where each person exercised and developed their talents. However, no letter remains more influential than Neal's Joan Anderson letter. So without further ado, I present to you the Joan Anderson letter. This is really, okay, here we go. Now this is, like I said, it's 13,000 words. I only have about 15 minutes up here. So this is, we're gonna skip a little bit, but, all right, on your mark, set, go. To have seen a specter is in everything, and there are death masks piled one atop the other, clear to heaven. Commoner still are the wan visages of those returning from the shadow of the valley. This means little to those who have not lifted the veil. The ward nurse cautioned me not to excite her, and I was allowed only a few minutes. The head nurse also stopped me to say I was permitted to see her just because she always called my name, and I must cheer her. She had a very near brush and was not rallying properly, actually was in marked decline and still much in danger. Quite impressed to my duties, I entered and gazed down on her slender form resting so quietly on the high white bed. Her pale face was white like chalk. It was pathetically clear how utterly weak she was. There seemed absolutely no blood left in her body. I stared and stared. She didn't breathe. She didn't move. I would never have recognized her. She was a wax mummy. The thin ivory arms tapered inward until they reached the slight outward bulge of narrow palms, and the hands bent inward with a more sharp